So now, welcome back now. We'd like to start the panel discussion. How to integrate the research outcomes of the Asia Local Society research project in the development planning toward a sustainable low-carbon society in Asia. So the panelists are Dr. Edmonds, Chief Scientist, Northwest National Laboratory, USA, and Professor Ram Shrestha, Adjunct Professor at Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand. And discussants are Mr. Masahiro Kawai, Dean and CEO, Asia Development Institute, ADB, Japan, and Professor Yokichi Hirono, Professor Emeritus, Seikei University, Japan, and Lee Chol-dong, Professor, Department of Management and Information System Science, Nagoya University of Technology, Japan, and Dr. Junji Fujino, Senior Researcher, National Institute for Environmental Studies, NIS, Japan, coordinate this panel discussion. Now I request Dr. Fujino to initiate the panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Kainuma-san. And thank you very much for every audience to even late times survive and join this panel. To begin this session, I'd like to have some protocol. For Japanese, we speak basically Japanese. For US and also, please do not speak in Thai, but just in English. These people speak kind of the native language. So, 日本語で始めます。1時間予定しています。かなりもうそれでパネル後にいますので、ビシッといきたいと思います。このパネルのタイトルですけれども、どうすればアジア低炭素社会の研究成果が現場に社会実装できるのかということです。JST JICA のプロジェクトで、イスカンダルマレーシアを特に中心にしながらその社会実装をどうやってやるかということをですね求めていっていますけれども、まずどのような研究が必要とされるのか、こちらの方をですねずっと午前午後のところまで、議論してきました。そして、どうすればその社会実装できるのか、これも後半のところに少しやっていきましたけれども、この点についてですねまたちょっと違った視点で、パネルから、それぞれランシュレスタさん、J. エドモンさんから5分ずつ、スピーチをいただいた後に、討論者の先生方、実はこの先生方は前半にご説明しました環境省のアジア低炭素社会の研究のアドバイザリーボードの先生方でして、この研究のことを非常によく、強みも弱みもよくしている先生たちで、そちらの方からコメントいただきたいと思います。で、私も COP16 のサイドイベントとかにこうやってですねこのシナリオをいっぱい作ってるんですけども、これどうやって売ったらいいのかというようなことをですねやって、自分なりにもですねこれどうやって実現させていけばいいのか考えているんですけども、今回本当にビジネスの方がたくさん参加されているということが非常に私にとってもですね現場実現に近づいてきたかなと思います。すでに松岡教授の方からプレゼンテーションありましたけれども、研究者の役割はエビデンスを示していく、またはデザインを示していくことです。これをどうやって社会実装していったらいいのか、まずはお二人のラムシュレッサさん、エドモンさんからの視点でどういうことが必要だと思われるかコメントをいただきたいと思います。それではまずラムシュレッサさんをご招待したいと思います。So, first we are welcome Professor Ram Shrestha. And okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Fujino. Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to be here. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizer for giving this opportunity. I would like to share some of my thoughts about the integration of low-carbon society research outcomes into development plan for a sustainable low-carbon society in Asia. Particularly, my focus will be from the perspective of a developing country in Asia. But many of the things that are equally valid, whether it is developing a developed country, the low-carbon society approach, and the development planning for sustainable low-carbon society are valid for all countries. I would like to begin with the fact that low-carbon measures or low-carbon options, whether it is renewable energy sources, whether it is energy-efficient technologies or concepts like 3R, they are mostly a subset of the sustainable development strategies. Therefore, movement towards a low-carbon society is synonymous to moving in a sustainable development path. However, movement towards the low-carbon society would require some fundamental changes. Changes in behavior, that means demand-side changes, which could imply changes in consumption patterns, the concepts of 3Rs, the concept of model shift, etc. Also, it would imply changes in technology mix. That means there should be increasing role of the renewable energy technologies, energy efficient technologies, and the emerging technology of carbon capture and sequestration. It would also imply changes in resource mix in many different ways, whether there would be increasing role of biofuels instead of fossil fuels. Also, there would be necessary change in the way planning is handled. Rather than having short or medium-term outlook in planning and development, the low-carbon society type of approach would require a longer perspective in development planning. Now, as to the question of how could LCS research help sustainable low-carbon development planning, in many ways, the LCS research that has been carried out, as we have listened to this afternoon, they identify the cost-effective low-carbon society options or measures, which importantly include the no-regret options and assessment of their carbon abatement potential. Also very important in the case of developing country, the low-carbon society research will have to have very strong set of analysis identifying the co-benefits of low-carbon society strategies and the financial implications, as well as, in many cases, the barriers to the low-carbon options. Because in many cases, the no-regret options would be from the cost-effectiveness point of view. However, that doesn't guarantee that those options would be automatically implemented or adopted. So the non-cost barriers would have to also be part of the analysis in order to be integrated, in order that LCS approaches are integrated in development planning. I would like to quickly share some of the things to illustrate these points through the case of electric mass transport in the case of Nepal. We find that whenever we only consider non-electric mass transport options, the maximum cost-effective emission reduction potential of the whole country would not exceed 34%. That means CO2 reduction would not be attained beyond 34%. If 30% of the transport services are provided through electric mass transport, this potential could be substantially enlarged to 43%. So this means that the frontier for the carbon reduction could be substantially enhanced if some of these options could be considered. So there are important co-benefits that need to be considered. However, also in terms of energy security, there are benefits not only in terms of local environment, but there are significant investment implication of something like electric mass transport in the case of developing country, as it would imply 40% more investment in hydropower than in the reference case, which would amount to 3.2% of the GDP. In the electric mass transport itself, there would be a requirement of additional investment would be of the order of 1% of the GDP, which is not a trivial thing in the case of country like developing country like Nepal. So there are many non-cost barriers like this, financing and others, which also will have to be taken into properly account in the development planning. If not, very low carbon society research will have to have significant practical impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Ramshrestha. And I forget to say one thing that it is announced that Professor Ramshrestha will be the Emeritus Professor of Asian Institute of Technology next coming May. And he has more than 10 years good relationship with AI. So congratulations. それでこのパネルですけれども、最初にパネルの方のご説明と、それから討論者の方のコメントいただいた後にフロアからぜひ